It's me,
What about everybody?
wheel in the axle.
Axle in the wheel.
It's a beautiful day today. It's Thursday. We're starting our little walk a little later today. No, we're not. We're at
It's
the same
like 1
time.
o'clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Not earlier.
Yeah. We got school, homeschool now, and the little weasel's on Zoom. So he finished his classroom and he started to push me. When every time we finish this classroom, he starts to push me. We had a good breakfast this morning. We had
McDonald's.
McDonald's, and what were those things called again?
McGriddles.
McGriddles, and we
And hash
had
browns.
and hash browns.
And Browns.
Yeah, and some orange juice, some grapefruit juice. The whole family was there except for my son and my son in Texas. And generally, we had a good little breakfast, good little talk. And today's topic is going to be on family again. I like family discussions and topics because, basically, really, when it comes right down to it, that's the only thing that's really important. But not to really emphasize the importance. It is important to emphasize the importance of your immediate family, like your husband, your wife, your daughters, your granddaughters, etc., etc. That's really good and nice, and you should keep a primary your what would that call, the inner hub, tight. Inner hub should be very tight. But when you're in isolation, remember what they say: no man is an island. And I had it right on the tip of my tongue who said that, but I believe it's from whom the bell tolls. Who wrote that? That's the book.
There's also something to remember, though.
What's that?
Sure, they might be your family, but you have to also remember the saying, the the bl- the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Okay, explain that.
Well, sure, there could be. You have to remember, just because it's family, doesn't always mean it's like the government of yourself. You need to also, because you might be close with your immediate family.
Yeah, that's your hub. Your hub.
You should be close with your immediate family.
That's your mother, the daughter, the sister, and brothers.
Even though sometimes you can have problems with that.
You're always gonna have problems.
Yeah.
Because your family.
Unless something really, really bad happens, you really shouldn't get contact with them. But
You shouldn't cut contact.
you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Unless something really, really bad happens, like your mother is a druggie or something, or your brother stabbed you, or something like that.
Or one of your siblings screwed you over your inheritance or something like that.
Exactly.
That's yeah.
Stuff like that. But
Okay.
anyways, what happened? Anyways, but that doesn't necessarily mean you owe anything to your great third uncle.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
And cause think about it, if you don't know they exist until they come out of the waterworks,
Right.
when you win a lottery ticket,
Right.
could you ever really trust them to begin with? No. Because
Yeah.
just like that.
It makes sense.
Because the blood of the covenant means the bonds you choose to form. If you choose to form a close bond with your family, that's your bond. Your blood family, that's your bond.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a tight group of friends, and you choose the brotherly bond or sisterly bond with them, then that's your family, the blood of the covenant.
Huh.
But again, a lot of people tend to mangle that phrase because they like to shorten it to blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
But when you say it like that, it means the opposite. Because when you say it like that, you're saying that your family is always forever. It is if they have your best interests.
If they have your best interest.
Uh-huh.
If your primary family has your best interest. But it comes to a point where your primary family, is your main bond, and but your satellite relatives that you want to keep in touch to continue that family feeling is what I'm talking about. Like, I have uncles, I have cousins, I have a half brother or brother. I don't know if using the half would really matter. It's brother is your brother, and you know, it's you know we just just like to keep ties because it's just a good feeling to know that you have family and you know what really makes a family though. Really, is it really a bloodline that makes a family?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It all goes down back to the phrase, "In the blood of the covenant,"
Right.
because the covenant is you and whoever you choose to make your bonds with.
Yeah. Is your
And
family,
That's your family.
and that could be like a gang member.
Like anything from, like you can even, a lot of people disregard stuff like just take for example different stories, because like think about everything from a pirate ship to the story of the Three Musketeers.
Oh, right.
They could all be families.
Right.
Are they good families? Probably not always, but would they have? It doesn't mean if they're good people or bad people.
Right.
As long as they have your good interest.
As long as they have your interest at heart.
And if you're a bad person living with bad people, then they have your interest, and that's your family. Whether
Yeah, and that they have your interest. That's true, and that's your family.
those birds right there.
Oh yeah. Don't crap on me. Got some birds over there.
They kind of look like.
Pigeons.
Yeah.
They are pigeons.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Oh, stop. Actually, you made absolute perfect sense, man.
And
I
then
mean,
on the inverse with like the Three Musketeers,
Mhm.
there are three guys who went together to fight for the good. And
Right.
So they had good interest in heart, and so they all have the same interest.
right. So his family, their families are intertwined with each other's because they all are for the good of each other. They all want to benefit. No one wants to outshadow the other,
Exactly.
you know, in harm or of any way, financial or personal or whatever. So it's what's good, one for one and all for all. That's the way it should be done.
Should be done.
Yeah, once for one and all for all. Your friends are my friends. Your enemies are my enemies.
Exactly.
All right.
Whether who's a
Wow.
good person, who's a bad person,
Right.
it's all a matter of who's telling the story.
That's right. And that's what you call history.
Uh-huh.
We have good history or we have bad history. And that is what depends on how you draw your lines in the sand.
It's all about allies and axis.
Right. Well, what's that big that show that Anthony used to watch?
Game
And-
of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of
That's
Thrones.
a good example.
Yeah, they're all family, but they weren't
But
necessarily.
they're not all for each other's interest.
That's right.
They're fighting cut the throats with
Right.
each other.
And some were good,
Uh-huh.
and some were bad.
Exactly.
You know, what were the good families in Gun of Thrones?
No single family
was good.
was good, but certain members of the families
Were good.
were good for other people
Yeah,
forming a different family.
yeah.
And I like that. I mean, I don't really like know a whole lot about that show.
Who was the Enano?
Huh?
The little man. Who was he?
Forgot his name. But that's
The angry elf.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
But I know who he's the little man.
Don't let him know I tell him I call him an angry elf. I don't want him chasing me over a table. Anyway,
No, but I get exactly what you're saying.
but I like
Yeah,
him.
you
He's a
have to-
good character. I
Yeah.
like his beard.
No, because it's all about. It's always been about.
Actually,
forming your own
he's
family.
pretty scary, man. I wouldn't want to come across him in a dark alley.
No way, man.
Kick my shins.
I know, right? No, but like. Yeah, like I said, like we said, family. Because right now, we're all good. This family's okay.
We're okay?
We're okay.
All right. I'm glad to hear that we're okay.
We're okay. But as soon as you turn against me, let go of the wheelchair, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. I do not want that.
Right now, we're all at good terms right now. I mean, we still might get at each other.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we're not against each other. We're for each other. That's the difference between an abusive family and a good family.
Oh,
Is if you have your best interests.
right. That's right. That's true. That is absolutely
Not their best
true.
interest for you.
Exactly.
Your best interest. Difference.
Well, yeah. What would you consider somebody's best interest in a family?
Well, let's take for example, I don't know, some some example that's probably never happened.
Okay.
Let's say someone wants to go to another state
Okay.
and for like a concert or something,
Uh-huh.
and in the by themselves they think it's a good idea,
Uh-huh.
but if they knew what happens at those places,
Right.
or even, and if they, especially if they went with someone who didn't have their interests in mind at all,
Oh, yeah.
then it's not a good mix.
That's true, and I think I know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
And that's cool, I understand.
Yeah, 'cause that's. But even though that person might not feel good anymore,
Right.
for the time being,
Or another
we
interest.
had their interests in the same.
Right, right. Or another example would be like if two siblings would have an inheritance and one sibling doesn't decide to share with the other sibling, and isn't that what happened on Game of Thrones?
Yeah, kind of did. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. There you go. Woo! Gotta get myself my sword.
Uh-huh.
And then what did the other one sibling didn't
Get anything.
didn't want to get anything, didn't want to be involved, so just decided to leave it alone. But the other sibling was still after more, no matter what. Even after the other one walked away, the other one continued to want more and more and more until
Mhm.
I don't know what
Exactly.
happens.
I get. It's like it's exactly like that.
Wow.
Because there's a difference. There's differences. Also. Oh. Also
And
about
that's toxic, isn't it?
Yeah,
Toxic.
it is toxicity. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to continue?
It's a toxic, abusive relationship.
Yeah, why would you want to continue something like that? You know,
Uh-huh.
and
You just
and
say,
then
sayonara.
when especially, huh?
You should say sayonara at that point.
Yeah, because if one sibling reaches out, and the other one really only responds with very little in return, and there's no effort on their part, so the other sibling simply says, well, wow, I've been reaching out, and if you can try, you know what I mean? So they should just cut it, because it's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Right.
And then back
And
to
just
what
say like, sayonara, Mara.
sayonara.
Yeah.
And then back to what I was saying about the covenants. So there's also
Oh,
different categories.
that's a good one on the covenant.
Okay.
Now, being a Christian, specifically being a Catholic,
Uh-huh.
and for a sibling to do that, what I just said, they're going,
that's
sayonara, Mara. Now, is that considered Christian?
Yes,
Or
it is.
it is considered Christian to
Because I
cut?
believe it is. You know why?
Okay, why?
Because think about it like this way: if someone is sinning against you
Mm-hmm.
and you stop and you walk away from them,
Yeah.
they can no longer sin against you, which stops them from sinning with you or against you. Get it?
Right.
And so they can't do that particular sin with you anymore. Get
Right.
it?
Right. I got it. And
And-
it's
And also, there's. Anyway, so back to what I was gonna say. There's the families. There are three versions of it. There's the families that you were born with, which you form with, which you can have a good interest or bad interest with.
yeah.
Then there's the families you choose to form. And then there's the family you weren't born into,
Right.
or you didn't get to choose, but they found you. The found family, which is like adoption. And there's also, what's it, a malignant of the word covenant, which is pretty bad. It's they take the first part of the word.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move this way. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
Anyways, the malignant version of the covenant
Yeah.
is the coven. Yeah, if you don't recognize that, that's what a group of witches call themselves.
Oh.
And people use that as a bad thing under the covenant word.
Huh.
Oh, look at the cows.
Oh yeah.
You haven't seen those before? Take them back to pasture.
Oh wow. Cool.
No, but I'm gonna go cow tipping.
I know, huh?
Yeah, that's a joke.
I'm
okay.
going
Okay,
cow
that's a
tipping.
joke. Shh, I'm gonna push over like a 500-pound animal.
I'm just trying to push over a Harley. It's hard enough.
Shh. I know, right? And then yet it's gonna kick you.
I know. Well, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good little
yeah.
topic today.
That's what it's all about. Remember, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
And explain that one more time. The blood of the covenant.
The blood of the covenant, the bonds you choose to form, and the bonds you accept,
Yeah.
will always be stronger than the role you were born into.
Ah, yeah.
The role you were born into does not determine your fate.
The role you were born into does not determine your fate.
Because it also goes in line with the sins of the father do not affect the son.
The sins of the father do not affect the son. I like that. Hey, you're very knowledgeable, Axel.
Thank you. You know what
That's
say
why
at
we
the end of
go.
every episode?
Yeah. You know what we say?
Adios.
Adios, gato.
Gato.